What is up, y'all? GoofyRhexxi here, and hope everybody is doing well. And wanted to give my 2 cents. Wanted to talk about Gambit. I'm pretty excited about him coming to Marvel Strike Force here. We got the blog post yesterday, which a lot of you guys already saw, where they introduced that Gambit as well as Dazzler and Phantom X are going to be coming to Marvel Strike Force and going to be a part of this new Unlimited X-Men team. This Unlimited X-Men team is going to be a Cosmic Crucible team, the first Cosmic Crucible team that is going to be introduced to Marvel Strike Force here in the 6.1 patch. They did also mention that there are going to be 2 characters that will be added at a later date in the 6.2 patch. So for right now, we have a 3-person Cosmic Crucible team. A lot of us are suspecting that in the 6.2 patch, we're probably going to be getting Rogue. That's going to be a part of this team. And then she may potentially be another legendary horseman that's going to be added to Marvel Strike Force here. But ultimately, what I wanted to talk about in this video is Gambit and why I think he's going to be a very good Doom Raid character. We're going to talk about some of the synergy here that he will have with the Astonishing X-Men team. And then I wanted to talk about as well Cosmic Crucible. And while this team is going to be a Cosmic Crucible team, and that could be exciting, there are definitely some concerns that I do have, or at least one really big concern that I do have with Cosmic Crucible, with a specific Cosmic Crucible team. So we're going to talk about that here in this video. But yeah, I mean, Gambit, and even the reason why we're probably even thinking about the Mutant Doom raids for Gambit, in all honesty, is just simply because of the challenges that we're having right now as players with the Doom raids, specifically the Mutant section of the Doom raids. So Astonishing X-Men, yes, they're definitely the best team, but there are definitely some challenges where that team doesn't have enough damage output to really be able to mow through and get through a lot of those nodes. And because the damage is really kind of dependent all upon Bishop and him getting his charges, and then of course the assist mechanic and them doing enough damage through the assist, it's really not as reliable. So therefore, it does make some of those nodes a little bit more challenging. Some of the characters are also a little squishy too, so if they do get hit, they can get one-shotted like Beast and like Kitty Pryde. So therefore, there are some concerns where that is concerned. But I think Gambit is going to provide some solid balance for that team, and I'm going to talk about the reason why. So I'm not going to go through the whole kit. Just going to talk about some of the highlights here that I think would be really helpful for why Gambit's going to be really helpful in these Doom raids. So let's jump back up to the first one of the things that they said here, that the Gambit slots into the Unlimited X-Men team as a blaster who sports devastating damage and high survivability. They also mentioned that while he is recommended to be used with the Unlimited team, that he also does work well with any X-Men character. Now, if we jump down to his passive ability, he actually does give some additional max health to other X-Men allies. So right here, X-Men allies will gain 25% max health. If you're using your Astonishing X-Men team with Jubilee, she is also giving them 30% max health as well. But now having this additional 25% max health will definitely give them a little bit more survivability. Now with Gambit's kit, one of the things I really like that I think is going to make him stand out as a character to be used as a plug and play in these Mutant Doom raids is this out of turn damage. So at the end of any enemy turn, this is his passive, at the end of any enemy turn, attack the most injured enemy, ignoring taunt for 180% piercing and applying kill block. So while it's only 180% piercing, it's piercing damage, it bypasses armor, so therefore it's going to be doing some true damage. Also, one of the things that I do like here is that he does have some synergy with Beast, right? So with Beast and his ultimate ability, so what Beast does is that he will apply offense up to self and all blaster, brawler, uncanny, or Astonishing X-Men allies. So while Gambit is not an uncanny or an Astonishing X-Men ally, he is a blaster. So Beast actually gets his ultimate ability pretty quickly and pretty fast. So he's going to be able to apply offense up here to Gambit. And whenever he does have that offense up, he's going to be able to do some more damage whenever at the end of any enemy turn. So this provides a little bit more damage for the overall team that lacks a little bit of damage to be able to mow through those nodes. And whenever he does get that offense up from Beast, that's also going to be able to help as well. Another thing that I thought was really cool, that could definitely be really helpful too, is that on crit, he will apply evade to himself, and then all unlimited X-Men allies. So that's not going to benefit Astonishing X-Men, but at least he will get that evade. And whenever he does get this evade, he's going to be able to gain that extra 25% crit chance, and then that extra 25% crit damage. So number one, you're probably going to want to run the Radar ISO on him, right, to make sure that he can actually crit. And whenever he does crit, he's going to get that evade. And whenever he gets the evade, he's going to get a higher crit chance and then be able to do more crit damage. So that just adds to the fact that if he's going to be a devastating damage character, that having the higher crit will even amplify that damage a little bit more. With Beast being able to give him offense up in certain situation, that will amplify that a little bit more as well. Ultimate ability, this is something that he can do outside of Cosmic Crucible. Attack all enemies for 520% damage. It's a lot of damage. If this character does have 3 or more X-Men allies, so there's that synergy again, he's going to be able to apply Disrupted for 2 turns to all enemies. So obviously that's big. There's some characters there that can taunt. There's some characters there that can gain offense up. There's some characters that can strip some positive effects like Taskmaster in that boss node, right, or copy positive effects. So for me personally, I do like this Disrupt. There's Thanos who can taunt in that boss node. So yeah, having him being able to do that ultimate ability, it is a 6-turn cooldown, so you're gotta be really smart about what spots you're gonna be able to use this ability. But I do like that he can do that with 3 other X-Men allies, which of course, if you're using them with the Astonishing X-Men team, you will have that. So definitely I do like that ability there. The special ability is where it gets buku crazy. So number one, you guys seen this already, 0 energy cost, so it's going to function like a basic attack. He's going to be able to attack the primary target and adjacent for 300% piercing. Once again, piercing damage bypasses armor. He's applying those 2 bleeds. This is where it gets crazy, right? If he, or at least better, I should say, if he does have that charge, then he's going to be able to apply ability block to the primary target, and then of course he will lose that charge. So he's going to be able to gain that charge on spawn. That's something that he will gain every single time he spawns into a matchup. So he's going to be able to do a special attack quite a bit. This is going to be dynamic, right? Being able to do this in every node, to ability block a character in every node. This is going to be incredibly impactful and dynamic, especially in that boss node going up against Doom, being able to do primary attack damage and then also adjacent attack damage, applying bleeds, and then also being able to ability block is definitely going to help the entirety of the team prevent Doom from going off with this ult, and then you can kind of focus down Doom and get him out of there. I definitely think that definitely does help. So for me personally, love that ability as well. And the special is just crazy, the fact that he's going to be able to do this multiple times. So now he won't be, or pretty much basically every time he takes a turn, so he won't necessarily be able to do the ability block all the time. He'll only be able to do it whenever he does have that charge, which he only gains on spawn. But at the same time, being able to then get him to do the special and do the additional damage also, I think is a win-win. He's still doing that out of turn damage whenever an enemy takes a turn. I mean, Jesus, he's strong, powerful kit here. And then with his basic, he's attacking the primary target for 300% damage, and then he's gonna bonus attack the most injured enemy, ignoring taunt for 250% piercing, and applying that heal block. So just a lot of extra damage that you're gonna be able to get from Gambit here. So probably may be okay right now to take out our Kitty Pryde and use Gambit as an option, as opposed to using Kitty Pryde, right? I still think you want to keep an Iceman, because Iceman throws out the slows, and whenever an enemy has slow with his passive, he's going to be able to reduce the damage of those enemies by 30%. So you're still going to want that. It's also slow, so therefore it slows them down. So that also will provide some value there as well. But yeah, I definitely think Gambit is going to be a strong character to use in these Doom raids, and that's definitely the reason why I do think so. Now, let's talk about some concerns, or at least one major concern that I have about Cosmic Crucible. So Cosmic Crucible, they listed it out here, is actually going to go live on May 11th. They mentioned it right here. Scourge events are only new game mode launching in 2022. Come in your way on May 11th at 12 p.m. Pacific time will be the initial launch of Cosmic Crucible. So this is going to be Wednesday. That is literally about a week and a half from now, when that is going to go live. The way I understand it is that the first day of Cosmic Crucible is going to be basically you're just setting your defensive teams, and then the next day is when you're going to be able to do your attack. So I think you set your defensive teams on May 11th. That's what it was like on the test server. You set your defensive teams on May 11th, and then on May 12th is when you do your actual attack. So but with that being said, the concern I do have about the Cosmic Crucible teams is this, right? So here we are in Marvel Strike Force. There's a plethora of teams that get introduced into the game, and we already have these teams that get these mode specific traits, right? So whether it's Arena, it's War, we're seeing Dark Dimension, and now here we are with Cosmic Crucible, and they're introducing another team that has a specific tie-in to a specific game mode with Cosmic Crucible. The reason why I don't like it is because I feel like it just makes it a little bit more cookie cutter. I almost feel like it would be a little bit more interesting if they just left the teams the way that they were and then allow players to then make a decision as to how they wanted to use those teams. For me, it basically creates this dynamic now where, okay, everybody's going to be using this team because they are a Cosmic Crucible team, so it makes sense for you to use that team. So then matchups become a little bit too cookie cutter, in my opinion. So for that reason, I actually don't like this at all, because it kind of takes a little bit of the theory crafted out of it. Like, one of the things that I did actually enjoy on the test server where we did Cosmic Crucible was that we were able to kind of use some teams, yes, they were better in other areas and other game modes, but in Cosmic Crucible you could see how a team probably could work even though they may not work in another setting, or maybe that team is, you know, better in that other game mode, but at the same time you could kind of finagle and figure out, okay, well, this room has that buff, that room has this buff, this team actually works better here. But now this kind of makes it a little bit more cookie cutter, and that's a little bit of my concern, is that theory crafted in Marvel Strike Force is a little, you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like, theory crafted in Marvel Strike Force is kind of dead right now, and this just kind of supports that a little bit by having it being, once again, another opportunity, another moment where you have to use this team to do this and to do that. I'm just not necessarily a big fan of it. Maybe you guys are okay with it, but I'm personally just like, oh man, just give me the option to be able to use the team the way that I want to use the team. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. That's all I wanted to really talk about here. I am definitely concerned too about the way that they're going to be setting up these rooms and how they implemented it the last time. The last time you were able to kind of see everybody's room when you were going in to do an attack, which means that you were able to kind of plan out your attacks and figure out which team you wanted to use against what counter, as to where if there was a little bit more ambiguity towards it, it would add a little bit to the excitement of, okay, well, I beat this team, but I don't know what's next. It kind of can see everything that's there. So that's a little bit of a concern as well. But I guess we are going to see next week exactly what this looks, or not next week, but close to next week, on May 11th, what that's actually going to look like in game when we start going into that game mode. But that is definitely two of the concerns that I do currently have right now. But all right, guys, thank you for watching the video. Want to know what your guys' thoughts are. What do you think about Gambit? What do you think about Cosmic Crucible coming? What do you think about a Cosmic Crucible specific team? Want to know what your guys' thoughts are there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links that are down below. Twitch, where I do stream Marvel Strike Force content on a weekly basis. Other links to my Discord, my Twitter page, Facebook page. Also for YouTube, hit the notification bell, guys, so that you know when my videos do go live. So that would be a way to kind of keep up to date as soon as videos do get posted on this channel here, where we do post at least 4 to 5 videos a week on Marvel Strike Force. Listen, guys, appreciate you guys watching the video. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Bye.
If you say what you want from